Fight against ISIS is our top story right now. The terror group's second in command has reportedly been killed, which would be a devastating blow for the extremist group. Iraqi state TV says Ayad al-Jumaili was taken out in an airstrike. The report, which cites Iraq's military intelligence, says al-Jumaili was killed along with other ISIS commanders in the bombing run carried out by the Iraqi Air Force near the border with Syria. Al-Jumaili also served as war minister under ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Stewart Webb is the editor of DefenceReport.com. He is in Salt Spring Island, British Columbia. Stewart, thank you very much for joining us.
Always a pleasure, Scott. Thank you for having me.
If this proves to be true, what does this mean?
Well, it means several things. At first, al-Jumaili wasn't just the second command for ISIS. He also was a former intelligence officer for the Saddam Hussein regime. So it does put a bit of a hindrance on ISIS ranks, but also their operations too and how they sort that out. Second, it's also a bit of a coup for the Iraqi government. Now, as you said, it was released on state TV saying, that al-Jumaili had been killed. We don't know when he had been killed, but over the past couple of days, there have been possibly between 130 to 400 civilian casualties during the bombing runs in Mosul. So it's a bit of a coup for the Iraqi government to release this right now, saying, "Hey, we are still doing other things rather than having civilian casualties."
What goes into deciding to make this kind of airstrike happen? Sometimes they like to follow these people for a while to see who else they meet with.
True. And now we don't know exactly the details of how al-Jumaili had been killed other than the Iraqi Air Force. I would assume that there was drone surveillance on him and the target for probably 2 weeks. That's usually how it's done, seeing who goes in and out of the compound or who he had met. And then, of course, the decision to strike.
For the past few months, it seems like a lot of the news coming out of Iraq is that ISIS is somewhat on the run. Do you think that is a trend that's going to continue?
Well, definitely be a trend to continue. I mean, it's been a trend that's been happening in Syria as well. Of course, the issue is that ISIS may be on the run in certain parts, but they'll be hitting back in other parts, whether if it's in Syria or Iraq elsewhere. So, the guerrilla campaign is going to be ongoing for quite some time.
What do you think happens inside this group if it's proven that this man is dead?
Well, it puts definitely pressure on al-Baghdadi himself, the leader of ISIS, because he hasn't even announced a successor to him if he were to be killed. And also Iraqi intelligence has not talked about al-Baghdadi's whereabouts until mid-February, I believe. So we don't know if this guy's alive or not either. Obviously, if we know that he would be dead, it would be a major coup for the anti-ISIS coalition.
In the past, what kind of reaction have we seen from ISIS when one of their top guys is taken out? Do they lash out in some way?
Well, they do. Now, again, we don't know when he was killed. It could have been a couple weeks ago. It could have been, yesterday. The big issue, of course, for us in the West is not, when if ISIS is going to be having a major counteroffensive. What it is going to be is whether there's going to be lone wolf terror strikes coming out because of this new announcement.
Stewart Webb, the editor of DefenceReport.com. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Scott.